Last time on Survivor UConn. With 13 players left in the game, a tribe swap from 3 tribes to 2 shook things up. On the new Kemba tribe, there were 3 former Moynihan members in Robbie, Hope, and Barrett, 2 former Jaskilka and Heidi and Shane, and 1 Verdefoy, Matt. On the Tarasi tribe, Bijan, Andrianna, and Carolina were joined by Kiwan, a former Moynihan member, and 2 former Jaskilka in Maddie and Alex. Kira drew the odd-colored buff and was exiled for the round, but would replace the next member voted out of the game. With this news, Robbie and Barrett devised a plan to throw the challenge to get Kira on their tribe.
We're throwing the challenge. We're gonna throw the challenge and get Kira on our team.
On the new Tarasi tribe, Maddie and Carolina, who knew each other from outside of the game, quickly paired up with Bijan to form the Third Eye Alliance. On the Kemba tribe, after narrowly losing the challenge, Robbie created a second fake idol for Shane and Heidi to find. Ultimately, Shane and Heidi were blindsided when they found out their idol was fake.
This is not a hidden immunity idol, so all votes against Shane will count.
Sending Shane out of the game and leaving Heidi as the odd person out. 12 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
This is a note for you to read, but as the winning tribe, Tarasi is the winning tribe, I would like you to select one person from the Tarasi tribe to read that with you. They're going to stay back and read the note with you.
So I decided to share the idol clue with Aj.
I was kind of torn because going into it, I feel like not a lot of people, but a few people knew that me and Kira were friends before. So I feel like her picking me was not a good situation for me personally because 1, we're friends, 2, it's an advantage in the game, and you don't want anybody to know you have an advantage in the game because that puts like a huge target on your back. I liked having the advantage, but I also didn't because you have an advantage, but then everybody else knows about it. So it's like give and take.
Okay, so right now we're out here. This is right after we just had the challenge.
Yeah.
So
it's 10 p.m.
It is 10 o'clock. Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. I skipped going out for this.
What's more important, Kira?
Obviously the idol.
Me and Kira did go on an idol hunt at night, and it was freezing cold.
So the clue said that it was by 3 towering things, hidden somewhere in like jagged limbs.
3 towering things and limbs, or like branches, or something like that. So I figured it was gonna be by like the 3 flagpoles.
So should we show the 3 things?
Yeah, the flagpoles.
The 3 flagpoles. So like they're huge and
pretty big.
I feel like there's a good chance it's gonna be one of these trees around here. Oh wait,
that's just snow, I think.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
That's snow.
From what the clue told us, we went to what we thought would be a good spot, but we didn't end up finding anything.
We couldn't find anything because it was dark out and it possibly might not have been there.
Right, so I told my tribe about the clue because everyone in the game knows that Kira gave me the clue. So I just felt it would be better for myself to get it out into the open with my tribe so they know I'm not lying to them.
So she sent me the clue. It said, by towering triplets oh so high, inside jagged limbs, the idol rests nearby. I made another U-turn, and I'm coming out, and I'm just looking in front of me, and I see the 3 flags, and I'm like, oh my god, that has to be it. So then I drive, I park my car, I'm looking around there for 45 minutes at this point. I'm checking all the trees, and there was a family there watching me. It was so embarrassing. They probably thought I was so weird, and at that point, my anxiety kicked in, and I was I gotta go. So I just started walking away, and I was I'm done looking. And I was oh, let me just go look for 10 more minutes. So I came across another tree, and it had a huge hole in it. So I stuck my hand in there, got it, felt it, and I have this now, which I don't know how I'm gonna use it yet. I'm not telling anybody that I have it.
But I did have a little fear when I did tell them that they would think, oh, maybe she found the idol already because she's telling us the clue. Why would she tell us if she if she didn't find it? You know what I mean?
I've already talked to people about it and said that I think Aj has it. Why else would she give us a clue if she hadn't found the idol? which I don't understand why she did that. I would not give anybody the clue unless I already had it in my hand, but so that was an easy angle to play. Ash has the idol already, so yeah.
Let's get it.
Sorry, Shane, but trap is broken. See you over there.
Okay, so Shane got voted out and that really sucked. I take it Robbie or Kira found the idol pretty quickly after that last clue came out and they made a fake one for us to find. The closer the challenge got, the more we kind of felt that that was likely the scenario, but it's not like we had any other means of securing the vote to keep Shane safe.
For like a split second after the votes, I was a little mad, like, not because any of my alliance turned on me or anything, just because I don't want to receive votes, obviously. But then I thought about it, if I was Shane or if I was Heidi, I would have done the exact same thing. Because I know I have a lot of knowledge about the game, and I know I'm going to be good in like the immunity challenges, and I think if they let me stay in the game too far, I could definitely win it.
I was a little worried because I didn't want to go to tribal again because I felt like I'd been there so many times, but at the end of the day, I think they clearly wanted Shane out. So I talked to Heidi and Shane and told them I'd vote with them against Robbie, but I knew it would just be suicide kind of, because even if Robbie somehow got out after a tie, Kira would have just come in and I wouldn't have any trust from any of them. And I know if they needed to, Heidi and Shane could get rid of me, so the best bet was to just stay safe, get out Shane. I felt bad, but you gotta do it.
I think also it's a little sketchy because it's like, how many fake idols are there? Maybe there's more than one. Who knows what the fake idols are? I have to be careful who I'm telling, like the fact that there are fake idols out there.
I'm glad that I saw that the fake idol got used in the way I intended it to, but I know it's definitely led to some speculation on my part about having the real idol.
So the Kemba tribe, I think Robbie lives really close to me, so we've taken the bus a few times and I think we've gotten pretty close, and he like knows this game inside and out, and he's like, listen, you and I were the only like big physical threats left, so we kind of got to stick together. So Robbie and I are looking for the idol. It's a long shot, but by Busby it's hard to see. There's 3 big satellite towers. And we're hoping the idol might be near one of them.
We're gonna look in the bushes around the ground because it says it'll be the idol resting nearby towering triplets. So we'll see.
He's somebody I could see myself working with far, like, deep into the game. Somebody who's not part of the original Moynihan tribe, because I know we're not going to be able to stay Moynihan strong the whole way. It never works out like that. And I think Mal would be a great person to work with because I have been like lucky enough to be placed in the same tribe as him now, so I get some time to work with him now when Bijan and Aj aren't with him. At this point, Kira is still my number 1 ally. I know that's going to have to change though, because once she finds out that I tricked her with that idol, she's going to be coming for me, and I'm going to have to make sure she's out of here before she can do anything to get me out.
So I think by voting Shane out, I know I said I would possibly have an alliance with him, but I don't find it bad because he would have been good in challenges. So it's definitely good to get rid of that threat at least.
Barrett is somebody, I think he's very smart, which is kind of, it's good to have somebody like that on your side, but I'm going to have to be very wary of that.
I feel like Robbie started to scheme a lot more once that round came along, once it got more complicated, he's definitely been all about those schemes. And like, it's been great because he's on my side when it comes to these schemes, but I just feel like eventually it's going to turn and he's going to have a scheme against me.
Heidi's friendly, but I think I've lost her trust completely after voting Shane out. So I can't really count on her in the future, and I feel like the first chance she'll get, she'll kind of work with the other tribe. So I think right now Robbie is my closest on Kemba tribe, and I have Bijan on the other tribe.
All right, welcome back everyone to your next challenge.
If we do have to go to tribal council again, just vote Heidi out. Because, you know, easy vote, like, we could just stick with that.
I know if our team lost, I was the next person out.
Q-on, if I could have Andy once more. Q-on always getting this. Q-on is yet to lose in Unity challenge. Alright, community, back up for grabs. 4 days challenge. I think you guys kind of got a whiff of what we're doing. But today is an eating challenge. So you guys are going to face off one-on-one against a member of the other team. Basically, it's the race to who can finish the food faster. So it'll be whoever can clear their plate first will get the point for their team. If you throw up or spit it up before the other person, then the other person gets the point. So you can't spit it up. So you gotta keep it down. People did throw up last year, but not too many. Otherwise, I think we're doing first to 6 points. So everyone in your tribe has to go at least once. You're gonna rank your tribe best to worst. So 1 is your best eater, they're gonna eat the hardest thing, and 6 is your worst eater, they'll get the easiest thing. So I'll give you guys a minute to strategize.
I'd rather not eat populist.
I want to say I can eat anything, but I'm not going to say anything.
I could be number 1.
Alright, I can do 2 or 3.
What are you doing?
I don't want to.
Why?
Because it's cold. Before the challenge started, went outside and just like scarfed down a bunch of snow because that was supposed to numb our mouths as well. So we had some good strategy going into it.
Why'd we do that?
This is a good question, and it is also fun.
Here, get some snow. Come on. That was stupid.
Alright, so 4 is vegetarian mock duck. So it's not duck, it's fake duck. Alright. Survivors ready. Go!
Oh, that was liquid.
Yeah,
Need an open, clear mouth.
It's vegetable, don't worry.
Robbie's clear. Robbie!
Just hit that.
All right, 2 is gonna be habanero peppers. So you have to eat 2 habaneros. These are the ones people threw up on last year. So but you can rip off the stem, and I recommend doing it quick because it's just worse the longer it takes. So get to the milk as quick as you can. All right, survivors ready. Go! You lose it in the trash.
No, swallow.
I know you can do it.
You got it.
He hasn't even eaten the second one yet.
Bijan's still in one. Hope's got both their mouth, but it might take a while. And if Hope loses it doesn't matter. Hope got it! Hope! Second point. Kemba.
I'm sorry.
Bijan couldn't get to the second. Alright, Kemba with the 2-0 lead. right, we got Kira versus Kiwan. We got some nice sardines on our lunch plate.
You got it.
So, all right, survivors ready? Go. Kiwan. Yeah. Good job here. Let's go. Oh, Kiwan losing it a little. Here, you got this in the bag. You got it. Easy. Oh my God. Cheers, guys. Hero. Change it up. It's different one. How many? All right, just a bunch. One, we have some silkworms. They are in sauce. Yeah. All right.
You got it.
Survivors ready? Go.
Yeah.
Come on, Ed. You got this. Go back.
Yeah, Matt.
Swallow.
You got it, Matt.
You got it, Matt.
Shoot a little more. You got some.
Come on,
Come on, Ed. You got it. You got it. Come on, Matt.
We're at 4-0 Kemba. And number 3, Baron and Alex, we got some nice baby food for you guys.
You got it.
All right, survivors ready? Go.
I'm good now. Come on, you got
it. You got it. Let's go.
Wipe it off your face. Just eat it.
You got it.
It's not like that.
Just swallow it down. Just get it done. Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Well, you can swallow it.
So you probably need to take a sip. Chew a little. Take a sip.
You got it.
You want to give him a spoon?
Wait, no. Wait, what is it?
It's we got milk peanut soup. This is game point.
You got it.
Sweep it.
You got it.
All right, survivors ready? Go. You got it. Sorry. How do you get that shit out? How do you spit that shit out? It's okay. You're up 5-0. It's okay. How do you just outlast?
You got it.
You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm bothered.
You got it.
All right, Caroline looking to finish it. All right, she gets it. Tarasi with a point.
This is delicious. So first we just have some tomato juice, which is not.
It's not that bad. So we're gonna put some sardines in it because naturally that'll make it better. Survivors ready? Go! Adge needs a open mouth. All right, Adge gets point for Tarasi. Tarasi stays alive.
This round we have some duck.
All right, this is game point still for Kemba. They're up 5-2. Survivors ready? Go! Oh, Bijan loses them all over the table. Ah, Bijan spits it out. He can still eat it. It's on the tinfoil if he wants to. But Bijan's almost losing his lunch.
I look like such a bitch right now.
Matt in the lead. Matt might have this for Kemba.
I'm sorry, I really can't do it.
Bijan's best hope might be a vomit. Bijan giving up everything on this challenge. Matt with the point. Kemba Tribe wins immunity. Safe from tribal council this week.
Alright, Community Kemba Tribe, someone wants to take it. You guys, redemption for last week. Taurasi Tribe, unfortunately, one of you guys will be voted out this week. I'll see you guys at Tribal.
I think the eating challenge is definitely one of the more fun challenges. I feel like in the past in some of the challenges there was a lot of, I don't know, tension between the two tribes, but in that challenge we all sort of felt like we were in it together. It was just all of us just making it through whatever gross food we had to get through that round.
That was a pleasant surprise. I think a lot of the challenges are based on like certain strengths of the tribe and whatnot, but I think this challenge is more like mental strength and how much you can just get past the concept of what you're eating, what you're putting in your mouth.
My dad always grew up saying like, I'll eat anything, and I think I inherited that. I was like, honestly, getting those silkworms down and the like vegan duck was awful, but like I've been to tribal so many times I was like, not anymore, like I'm not going back.
I hated the eating challenge. I was the pickiest eater as a kid, and like I felt anxious about it all day, like not gonna lie. So the eating challenge, that was the one I was looking forward to the most. Like when I joined Survivor, I was like, yes, I can't wait for the eating challenge because that's stuff that I think is fun. Not to say on my own time, but just anyways, it's fun.
And then, of course, I have to go up against like the freshman girl who like shoves both habanero peppers in her mouth like right away. That was questionable. I don't know why she did that. I don't know how she did that.
And then my one condition, like as we were ranking players, I was like, I can be at the top. I just can't do spicy food because I have a very low spice tolerance. And then obviously, of course, I eat the spiciest food that I've ever eaten in my entire life. I felt like I wasn't being carried by my team. Like all of our team, we all worked together really well that night, which I liked.
I put one in my mouth and I actually like was about to die. I'm not even kidding. Like I cried. Like you could see me tearing up. Like I didn't want to, but like it was like uncontrollable. That was like the worst 10 minutes so far in this game.
This is definitely working. I can't do spice. I could do anything except for spice.
I had like half a gallon of milk. I ate the snow. I'm not the type of person to do gross shit like eating snow, but I saw her eating snow, so I was like, whatever. I don't care if people make fun of me online for eating snow because like she's doing it, so I'm just gonna do it.
Okay, I spoke with Maddie after the eating challenge, and she said that they're probably gonna go for Q1. Just because I told her the situation with like Shane and I, how like the Reds were gonna try to move all of them forward. So I think Q1's probably gonna be the next one out.
Alright, so my plan is to talk to the green team. I'm the only red member alive. There's 3 blue, 2 green, and 1 red. So hopefully if I can work the green team, I can vote someone off and blue off. And then hopefully we can stay alive for a little bit. It's sad, I miss my old teammates. Our voting power is virtually nil, but hopefully I can make it through to meet them on the other side.
So immediately Adge was like, alright, I gotta go do something like some roommate thing, and I was like, okay, perfect.
Bye guys.
Kiwan rode his scooter, not electric scooter, regular razor scooter. So I need people to know it's a razor scooter because mopeds are different. I rode a moped my junior year. Those are cool. Razor scooters are questionable, but a lot of people have them now. So I guess it's like in or something. I don't know.
So after the eating challenge ended, I talked to my alliance at the time, the Third Eye, me, Maddie, and Bijan. We've kind of been really consistent in sticking with each other. And so we decided that we could go for an easy target like Alex or Q1, but we decided it was time to make a move and turn the tables and vote out the biggest threat at the time.
I think the target right now is going to be Adge because after one of the challenges last week, Kira chose her to share a secret advantage with. And we know that she has connections on the other tribe, and we kind of just want to eliminate her making it to the merge so that we just have the numbers that we need going in and not risk that she could be working with Red or something.
I know she just talked to basically everyone, and I never knew who she actually stood with. So Maddie went out and talked to Alex recently, and he agreed with what she told him?
Well, one thing that changed about Maddie is that she's actually like reaching out to me more and like giving me information, because last time it was more of like just me giving information, which was a mistake on my part.
I was saying how since Alex is an original green member on our tribe, I could talk to him and try to get him in. So then he got pretty involved with the alliance. He's pretty involved with the alliance right now.
Yeah, and also with Maddie, it was her idea also, because after I think the trivia challenge, she just said like, oh, I want to like stick together with you because Shane and Heidi are definitely like closer than they are to me. So yeah. Also, I think her voting out Sawyer was a good move for her too, because Sawyer wanted to vote her out next, I think. So yeah. So like after last challenge, Bijan just texted me and he said he wanted to get dinner, which kind of surprised me because he seemed like one of the most distant people at like the first challenge with him.
But when I talked to Alex, I feel like I was giving him a lot of information, which is like a general trend that happens when I talk to people, that I talk too much and I tell them too much.
I mean, I feel like the merge isn't probably after this vote, so it would be kind of dumb to like vote out Maddie or Caroline.
Yeah. What do you think the merge is or isn't?
I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, but
it'd be stupid to vote one of them out.
Yeah, because then we're like, they're never gonna trust us again.
Yeah.
Neither will Heidi.
Yeah, not one of the four. I don't care, but we need the majority.
But I really do think he's somebody I could like work with in the future. He was telling me, he was like, yeah, like did everybody like know that I was like in the minority for that like Sawyer vote? I was like, yeah, like. I was like, but like, that's why I like hit you up. Like, I know you're trustworthy. Like, you stuck with him, and like me and Sawyer talked like the day before he got voted out, and like he wanted to work with you, this and that. I honestly feel really good about Alex. I think that's somebody that I can trust. Honestly, he has nobody, and I'm like trying to make it a point to like keep trying to connect with him and like at least make him think that we're a final two, which honestly we could be.
We were trying to, the Third Eye and Alex, we're pretty confident we're gonna work together.
So the eating challenge was a fiasco. I picked the one food that I think I did the worst at. I picked the sardines. I'm not a big seafood person, so I wasn't able to choke those down. I dry heaved at one point during the challenge. Just it wasn't a good time. So going into the food vote, or the tribal after our food challenge, it was tough because again I was the only ex-Red member there, so I really didn't have a lot of connections. But fortunately, Kira was able to get in contact with Aj for me because they know each other outside the challenge. So through them, I knew that I could trust Aj and talk to her. So and then I ended up getting her phone number and then calling her, and she told me that voting for Alex would be the play here because we didn't really know what Alex was thinking. He was one of the few green members, and since there were 3 blues and 1 red, if I voted with them, then we'd be basically guaranteed to get Alex out.
So, yeah, I just think Alex is the best option because he is a big threat in the game. So I would want to get him out before anybody else on the tribe.
But then I decided, I should really talk to the other people too. So I decided to talk to Alex, set up a meeting with him. Didn't reveal that I had talked to Aj, but then he told me that we should vote for Aj. And I was thinking, alright, well there's a bit of a power play here. I don't want to vote with the person that ends up getting voted out because then I'll be a target for the next round of votes. So I decided I had to talk to someone else. So I decided to talk to Bijan.
Aj was already like Maddie's target. Maddie said like from when Third Eye first met, like, I want to get Aj out. And I told her, like, me and Aj were working together on your team.
So I just feel like a little bit worried going in because there's a lot of strong players on my tribe right now, and I feel like you never know what's going to happen because we're not as tight I'm not as tight with them as I was with my old tribe.
We were worried about the idol. By we, I mean they were worried about the idol. So I was like, do we want to split it? Do we want to do 2-2? And like in the back of my mind, I'm like thinking like maybe like if we do 2-2, I can just tell Aj like vote Kiwan and you'll be fine. And then Kiwan might not vote her. We don't know what you did, but voting all 4 of us for ads was a super risky move, especially when I told them that she had told me about the idol. And like, especially after she called us, like, or got us together after the challenge and gave us all the idol clue. Why would we not split the votes to her?
Alright, welcome to Rossi Tribe's Tribal Council. Unfortunately, you guys couldn't get it done past challenge, so we're going to talk about it a little coming to this vote tonight. So, eating challenge just occurred last time. You guys had to eat some interesting things. You guys were better than me, I'll give you that. I cannot get the silver down. But compared to Kemba Tribe, it wasn't looking too good overall. So, Ads, you were the #1 eater for your tribe. You put yourself as #1. So, do you think the rest of your tribe could have done better, including yourself maybe, or do you think this just like wasn't meant to be? I mean, you got 1 point for yourself, but do you think anyone could have done a lot better? Do you think anyone hyped themselves up or should have tried harder?
I know we had a few people not feeling good, but in general, I think we all could have done better. I just think that as a person, like, you can't, like, some people just can't eat grown food, so I'm not gonna hold it against them personally.
Bijan, you ranked yourself #2 in this challenge, but I gotta say, the second round you went, it looked dreadful. You just kind of like sat there and took it. So, do you think it made sense for you to go as #2? Do you think that was a mistake, or do you think you just stepped up and took the L? Do you think anything could have been different? What do you think of that?
I think maybe if somebody else was #2, maybe they could have won, but no matter what position I was, I probably couldn't eat anything that they were eating. I'm not good at eating things that I don't like, so.
So why were you #2?
Nobody else wanted to be #2. Everyone was volunteering for the low numbers, and I would have done like whatever, I didn't really care, but.
Alright, so getting into this vote tonight, Kiwan, similar to Matt on the Kemba tribe, you're the only one from your original tribe on this tribe. You're the only OG Moynihan on this tribe. So does that worry you? Do you think that bodes poorly for your game, or do you think you're feeling okay about this vote? How are you feeling right now?
Yeah, definitely disconnected from the rest of my manatees, so it's really uncertain what other people are really thinking within their own tribes talking about that, so it's really just whatever information I can glean from them, I can decide who to go with. That'll hopefully end up being in my favor, but definitely being singled out isn't fun.
You say manatees. You guys got a cute little name for yourselves?
Yeah, it's just the first name. That's what we thought our name was, so we just stuck with that.
So Carolina, meanwhile, we have 3 Vertifoy here, so 3 members of the original Blue Tribe. So does that make it seem like the 3 of you will stick together because you feel comfortable just being from the same tribe originally? Or do you think that things are changing at this point, that it's not as clear as sticking with that original tribe?
Honestly, yeah, they're probably like the people that I've been communicating most with, and from what it's looking like, I'll be in touch.
Alright, Alex, how about for you? We got a new tribe, new players. Do you think the Tarasi tribe is a nice and fresh start for you, or do you think things are still tense? Do you think you feel worried in this tribe, feeling good about this tribe right now?
I think it's a nice fresh start because at the Green Tribe I was the only other person in the minority vote, so I think the swap may have put me in a better spot in the game.
So Maddie, you were in the same sort of sphere, so Alex was the only one in the minority vote. You were on the opposite side of that vote. Do you think you and Alex are working against each other? Do you think you're working for each other? Do you think things are changing for this new tribe?
I mean, I think coming from like the same tribe, it's kind of easier to like stay together, just because like we were together, and obviously like the red team could be all working together, the blue team could be working together. So I feel like as a safety net, it'd be good.
Kiwan, so there's a lot of ways the vote can go in a tribe of 6. I mean, this is your first tribal council, but as we've seen in this game, we had tribes of 5 to start, tribes of 6. There's not a lot of places to run or hide. So do you think someone's getting blindsided tonight, or do you think it's more of someone is on the outs right now and they're just going to get unanimously picked off?
I mean, definitely. I mean, just the There's three blue tribe members left, 2 green tribe members left, and 1 red tribe member left. So I definitely think that there are a lot of factions working against each other, and I don't know, I guess it's up in the air.
You think you're on the right side of those factions? Being the only one from red?
I have no idea. I guess we'll see how the vote turns out.
Alright. So, Bijan, we're 5 rounds into this game, no sign of the real idol. Do you think someone is sitting on it right now? And if so, do you think we'll see idols affecting the way people are voting?
Yeah, I think we all know who's sitting on the idol. So we'll see how it affects the game. If that person makes a merge and eventually plays it, we'll see.
Carolina, are vote splits being talked about right now? Are people talking about that with idols out right now? That you have to split some votes on one spot, someone's going to play the idol, or are you just trying to stick with who you're comfortable with and try and get by?
Well, I don't think anyone in this tribe has the idol, so I think we just vote in who we're comfortable.
Alright. Ash, Kira chose you to share her note with that she got following the first challenge because she was the only one who didn't have a tribe. So, do you think being the one that she shared that with, do you think that puts a target on you?
I think it does, but I ended up sharing the clue with all of them, even though I told Kira I wasn't going to, and she actually shared a fake clue with Kiwan. So I was telling her I was going to tell her a fake clue, but then I
Kiwan, how does that make you feel? Does that lose some trust in Kira?
Definitely, there's some troubled waters there. I'm not really sure what Kira's intentions were there. So definitely, I mean, again, guys, like, I'm not just part of the red tribe. Like, you know, they're kind of their own thing now. So that's definitely something to consider as time goes on.
Alex, as the merge is coming up here, is there a certain mindset that's developing about like who are the types of targets? Is there a them versus you mentality? Are there certain like groups or just individuals in the game that people are targeting?
So right now it seems like everyone's just talking about Robbie and like the red tribe members on that team. But yeah, I think that's the main target that I hear everyone talking about.
So do you think it'll kind of be like your tribe versus the other tribe at the merge, since that tribe's a lot of red members? Or do you think you guys will be able to pull some people over? What do you think this merge is looking like?
Yeah, I think it'll mostly be the tribes that we have right now, but also I know Heidi was allied with Shane, so if she makes the merge, like I'm sure she would switch over.
Alright, Maddie, we've had 3 guys go out in a row right now, so every vote out since Amanda has been a guy being voted out. Do you think that's strategic, or do you think that's very coincidental that the numbers have kind of evened out to 6 guys and 6 girls in the game, or do you think that's just coincidental?
I think that's just coincidental. I mean, we started with more guys in the game anyway, so just like the odds, there was more in favor of getting guys out, I guess.
Okay. Kiwan, so do you think this vote will be a big turning point in the game, or do you think it's just going to be kind of straightforward as we go into the next challenge, the next vote?
I mean, I would say, yeah, at this point, everyone's been a pretty dedicated player. So I definitely think that we've all got a lot invested in the game, and whoever gets voted out is going to be disappointed. Especially, you know, I would hate to lose out in the game this deep into it. So yeah, I do think it'll seriously affect you know, the rest of us. We'll see that we'll lose a person, but we'll be one step closer. You know, if I'm that person, then so be it. You know, it's one step closer to finding the ultimate survivor.
Alright, and on that note, I think it'll be time to vote. If anyone has any last minute things they want to air? Alright, I think it's time to vote. So, Bijan, you'll be up first. I'll go tally the votes. Alright. If anyone has an intermediate and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Sorry, Kiwan, money's no good here. Alright. First vote. Adge. We'll go Adge. Second vote. Alex. We'll go Adge. We'll go Alex. Third vote. Adge. 2 votes Adge. 1 vote Alex. Fourth vote. Adge. 3 votes Adge. 1 vote Alex. The fifth person voted on Survivor Ready Rumble. Adge. Sorry to say, that's enough for tonight. He's not me here. Got it. Alright. Sorry, Adge, but tribe has spoken. See you over there. Alright. You guys kept it together for this vote. Everyone voted the same. Looks like this game can do a little more than original tribe alliances. We'll turn on each other. It's gonna be interesting to see how this merge plays out. See you guys in the next challenge.
So what do you think did happen?
I just think maybe I was coming on too strong. Maybe playing too aggressively. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they saw me as a threat for some reason, and I mean, it's fine, but it's not. I don't know. I really wasn't expecting it, but it happened.
Who did you think was with you on that boat?
Everyone except Alex.
Are you rooting for or against anyone now?
Probably rooting for Kira, even though I don't know. I give him all the immunity idol clue, so it's kind of stab in the back. Any other questions?
Any other questions, Ethan?
You have a good time? You enjoy the game?
Yeah, it was really fun. Maybe I'll be allowed to come back. Who knows?
Alright. Next time on Survivor UConn.
We have a twist for tonight. So, I know you guys may have been looking for advantages in the game. There is an advantage hidden outside. If anyone drops out of your challenge, they can look for the advantage.